and welcome back to the Yap Lab. This is episode 21 with your hosts. So I kind of want to talk about where I've been the past week. Why is this funny?
I can't wait until episode 6-7.
Shut up.
Sorry, go on.
Gen Zer.
I didn't realize we were on 21 already. That's awesome.
We're already on episode 21. Like, that's amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Pat yourself on the back.
Yep.
Buddy boy.
Yeah. All right, continue.
Anyways, this past week where I've been at a wellness retreat, resort, whatever you want to call it. I've been at Miraval Resorts. Shout out to World of Hyatt. Miraval, sponsor us. I want to talk about some of the things that I learned over the past, 4 or 5 days being at this wellness retreat. My company sent me here, and I think it's actually kind of interesting that my company does this. I work for a very, very corporate company, and I think it's interesting that they choose to send their employees to this specific experience because the people who work at my company are very, very type A people. And if you go to this resort or this like wellness experience, you will see everyone around you is type A. Like everyone is like booking classes all day, like people are not there to just hang out all day. They are there to have meaningful connection, meaningful experiences, meaningful knowledge. Like they are there to learn. They are there to deepen their connection with mindfulness, wellness, all the things. And so while I was there, I was thinking about some really like hot topics around wellness, mindfulness, all the things on this. So that's kind of where mine are going. Yours are in a different wavelength, right?
Yeah.
Totally different. We did not coordinate today.
They don't really have anything to do with wellness.
I think type A people have a really, 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 really hard time letting go of certain things. Like they're not really go with the flow kind of people. They're not really like mindful people. They're working towards a goal, to the next goal, to the next, It's not. So it's hard for them to relax. It's hard for them to disconnect. It's hard for them to do those things. So I think it's kind of interesting that like a lot of corporate companies send their employees to these wellness retreats and things like that.
Well, I mean, you guys are all working really hard, so it's a perfect opportunity to like finally take a break. So,
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense why they've found this and chosen this, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. Anyways, loved it. Miraval Resorts, you were fabulous. And I will get into my first hot take.
What you got?
Okay. My first hot take is finding peace in your life is setting boundaries, whether you like it or not.
That's the only way to find peace?
Yeah. I mean, mainly finding peace. I guess I'll reiterate that. Mainly finding peace in your life starts with setting boundaries with things in your life, whether you like it or not, or maybe enforcing boundaries. So this was a huge thing that I learned over the past few days of being at this wellness retreat is a lot of people who are going here are extending their hours. They're not setting boundaries with people around them. Like maybe they're getting drained. Their boundaries are limitless. And this does push people to a higher productivity level in a sense, but it's also draining your actual physical energy. Peace, it just doesn't drop onto your doorstep out of nowhere. You have to continuously work at it. You need to continuously protect it. This is like honestly a hot take because it's a hot take for myself. Like I am someone who's probably offended by this hot take because I have such a hard time with boundaries and like setting my boundaries and sticking with my boundaries. And
you're a people pleaser.
Yeah, and people who are people pleasers, it's like so incredibly hard to be like, this is what my boundary is and that's it. Like no crossing this. If I'm going to bed at 10 p.m., I will be in bed at 9:59. Like that is not negotiable. I like to put the blame on other people around me when it's really on myself. And that's, I guess that's where I'm trying to go with this hot take is like finding peace in your life is not by cutting relationships out. It's about setting boundaries with you and your friends, your family, all those kinds of things. Like none of these experiences that you have in life that you feel like, I didn't want to go out that late. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that. And you put the blame on other people. It's like the boundary is on yourself, right?
Yeah, the blame's on yourself.
The blame should be on yourself. For the most part, obviously, there are things that, okay, yeah, that was, rude to that person. That person totally walked all over your boundary and there was really no way to get out of that situation, X, Y, and Z. I totally get that. But for the most part, finding some sort of peace in your life is by setting boundaries with others.
Yeah. And then sticking to them.
And sticking to them.
Yeah.
Sticking to them is the hardest part. I would like to continually reiterate that I do not follow this hot take.
I think you're working on it.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. It has literally been my goal for the past like year or two to work on this hot take. But I think this is a fantastic hot take because that was something that I learned from this wellness retreat. If you feel like you have resentment towards people, you feel like you are keeping a tally on people, or you feel like you're exhausted all the time, you feel like you just don't know how to manage your time, you're too busy to do anything like meditate, whatever, all the things. That was a common theme that I saw from a lot of people, was that they are running at like 1,000,000 miles per hour. And the only way that they're able to find peace is ultimately by finding boundaries with people.
Right. Do a lot of people talk about that?
Yeah. I mean, that was like that was like a common theme that I had found, was there was not a lot of people there that were good with boundaries.
Yeah. I don't think anybody these days is.
No. And you know why? Because boundaries are walked all over in our life. Like, think about it. You got a phone, that thing runs your life. It is trained to notify you at any waking moment. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Turn your alarm off. Oh, you're on your phone. Oh, you have 1,000,000 different text messages. Oh, you got some emails. Oh, you got some Snapchats. Oh, you got to go on Instagram. Like, it is this never ending circle of boundaries being walked all over, is just from your phone. Now think about your work device, your work phone, your, personal life, the people in your life, like different relationships. There are so many different ways people can walk all over your boundaries in life. This world we live in is basically designed to distract you, designed to walk all over your boundaries. So you can't keep resentment at other people. You can't be mad at other people. You can't feel this way about boundaries being walked all over if you've never set them from the first place. I mean, you're really good with your boundaries. People know his boundaries.
Well,
people do not walk on your boundaries.
I think the more like direct way of what you're trying to say is like learn to say no. Like that's just a little bit more of a direct way to say kind of what you're describing, which I'm getting a lot better at. And that's not that it needs to be rude. You just need to say yes to the things that you want to say yes to and say no to the things you want to say no to.
Yep.
And or if you feel that going to that event or that birthday party or, that hangout, if you feel that is going to help you and maybe your relationship with those people, then sure, sometimes you may not be feeling it, but you should say yes. But you don't need to stretch yourself too thin. I think that's kind of like the main thing. And that makes perfect sense why all these corporate people at this event who are all super high achievers, all type A, going to a Miraval or something is like ideal for them. They're finally relaxing. They're finally learning how to set boundaries. I think if you go home and you don't practice that though every day, it's like you might be doing it for a week. And then if it's not a habit, you go right back to the way you were,
Yep, exactly. Like you hit the nail with the hammer.
Yeah. Hit the nail on the head.
I'm so bad at sayings.
What else did they say about it? Like, do they have any advice as far as like what you learned on the trip?
The biggest thing I learned is it's hard for someone who like, we talk about this all the time. Like, I'm such a, like, what's next? How can I be better in this role? How do I get better? How do I do this? What's next? Like, I'm a big goal setter, and both of us are big goal setters, but it's like the whole thing I learned from that was basically being in the present and being mindful of what's going on now and finding true happiness and true peace. Because like for a lot of people at that kind of like resort and that well-being place, just like me, you're always going to keep climbing. It's human nature to want more, like evolve, grow their knowledge. Like that is in human nature to goal set, get better, do better, feel better, all the things that is in human nature. This whole thing brought me back to being mindful and being in the present and being happy, because no matter what, humans are always going to want to do better. And you're going to get to that one goal eventually and you're still going to want to do better. So that's all I got on that.
All right.
Yep.
Do you have 2 wellness ones?
I have another wellness one, yeah.
All right. Mine are not wellness. My hot take today is that there's never been a better day to be alive than today.
Damn.
So what I mean by that is like everyone's so constantly just negative about like everything in today's society. They're mad about what politics, are coming out on the news. They're mad about crime and, you know, like life's just not fair and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, people didn't even take hot showers until like the 30s and 40s. Like people literally didn't even take fucking hot showers until like in 1900s. That's the only reason that people actually think this is because all that you see all day on the news is just fear mongering. And like, that's it. And like today it's never been easier to get information. It's never been more cushy. You can literally wake up in the morning. There's people that make fucking money playing video games on the internet. And then they order their food. It's delivered to their door. Like, we live in an unbelievably cushy society and everyone's still complaining. Like, I don't understand why people can't just be happy with what they have or the opportunities that are in front of them. Like, anybody these days can either go to college or not and still go on to be successful. Anybody can do that. Is it harder for certain people in their certain situations? Absolutely. I'm not denying any of that. But everyone's just constantly like, you know, woe is me and like, you know, we're running society in the ground. It's like society has never been better, ever. It's never been easier to get information. It's never been easier to get a job. You can get one online. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, people had to drive to go apply and drop off a resume or drop off an application. People had to go pick up their check. It's literally deposited directly into your account. Like, I don't get why people are so constantly negative about today's society. Like, obviously there's things that need to be fixed. I can jump on that train, but I just don't understand. So I don't know. What do you think about that?
I agree with this in a sense because obviously there are many, many, many injustices in the world, but that has always been the case. You know what I mean? There is always something unjust. Even if you're thinking 100 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, people always complain no matter what. Like,
bro, 100%.
Like, there's always something to complain about. And so I guess, yeah, woe is me. That is going on all the time everywhere because obviously there's unjust. People are upset. Things are affecting people. But that's been the case always. Always. So it's like, now we live in this modern world where things are literally at your fingertips. You can get food at your fingertips. You can get groceries at your fingertips. You don't even need to leave your house to get some things.
Right. Like, you don't need to leave your house to live.
To live at all.
You don't have to.
You can work
literally
from home.
Deliver your groceries to you if you want them to be. Like,
you can
someone will
money,
pick them up.
You can make money from home.
Yep.
You can be on OnlyFans. Like, you can do whatever you want.
Don't do that.
But you know what I mean? Like, if you truly needed, you could.
Yep.
Like, things, it's a can, could, would, should. Like, people can do all these things. Like, these are at their fingertips.
Right.
And so I get where you're coming from. It is the easiest society in the sense from, like, technologically, like, people have it so easy.
You can have it easy. And I didn't mean to be distracted. I was looking up that fact. We literally didn't have hot showers. It wasn't common in every American household until after World War II.
Okay, well, I can tell you when
Before
I go to
that,
India,
it was a novelty.
When I go to India, it's a novelty to have a hot shower.
There you go.
I get in this day and age, it is when I go to India, like the hot water runs out in probably 2 minutes.
A few minutes, yeah.
So like you have to take your shampoo, conditioner, body wash, shave in 2 minutes.
Right.
Like, people don't understand, especially living in America and going abroad and going to other countries and things like that. Like, people don't understand how privileged we are in America to have these big houses, air conditioning, iced water, like things like that. Like iced water.
Ice water.
You know what I mean?
Crazy, yeah.
Like, obviously there is two, what is the saying? There's two heads to the coin.
Two sides to the coin. Jesus Christ.
I'm so bad at
There's two sides to the coin.
Two sides to the coin on every debate here, but I do get where you're coming from. Like, everything is at your fingertips here.
It is. And like, I just can't listen to all the negativity. It's just at the end of the day, you know, you're not looking on the bright side. And I think today's life is so easy. I mean, I understand that there's a lot more to it. Like, let's just take starting a business, for example. There's so much competition these days. There's so many other ways for like your competitors to get ahead this way, that there's already so much, as far as laws and regulations and rules and stuff that you need to understand in order to run this successful business. But there's also so many more people to go buy from you. There's also so many more types of businesses to start. There's also no better time to get information to start the business. You can literally chat GPT a business plan in 3 seconds. And if you couldn't use chat GPT, like let's say this was a few years back when we didn't have that, you could have Googled it and you would have found something to get that information. It's never been easier and never been more opportunistic than today. And I just don't understand where all the negativity comes from. I think it's ridiculous. It's why I don't watch the fucking news. I'm done.
Yeah, well, that's a whole hot take on itself, like the news portion, which I think we might have already talked about on the podcast.
It is. Fear sells, and I get it. Like, I understand why they do what they do, and they say what they say and whatnot. But it's like literally mentally rewired Americans, and we're on a downhill spiral for sure.
So basically what I was trying to say was, this relates to what you're saying because I actually just listened to an episode on this. Rainn Wilson, shout out Dwight Schrute.
Oh,
he
yeah.
is a very, very knowledgeable guy, actually, very knowledgeable. Yeah. And he is fantastic on his opinion of this because they actually just talked about this on the Skinny Confidential, which I actually thought was a very fascinating episode on mindset. This world is a negative place. That's a given. It's not like it's new. It truly always has been. Like, think about it. Like,
bad things have happened to good people forever.
Forever. Like, that concept is there.
Poor things have happened to anybody for forever in the history of mankind. And that sucks. Like, I'm not.
Well, exactly.
Can't downplay that.
But when you think about it, like, the only thing that you can protect is your peace and yourself and your sanity. If you are sitting on your phone on an algorithm that has been tailored to scare you, make you irritable, and constantly bring negativity in your life, you will no doubt become a negative person.
Right.
That is like why I don't watch the media. That's why I don't watch the news. Everything in the news is to fearmonger people. And, obviously there are a lot of scary things in this world, but it's like, and maybe this is me just being naive, I don't let that energy into our house. I don't let that energy into my well-being and within my space. I think life is too short. If you want to stay educated, that's fine. Be more than welcome to educate yourself and all the things.
Sure.
But when you educate yourself on those things, also realize that energy is coming into your space and it is impacting your negative energy. Like, a lot of things in the media are negative. So just keep that in mind. That's what Rainn Wilson was bringing up. He was like, if you don't practice things that are to uplift you and rewire your brain to uplift your mood, you will be in a state of negativity because the world is negative. Everywhere you look around you, what's on the news? The first thing on the news is something negative. Like,
it's the same thing as saying, like, you are the 5 people you surround yourself with. Like, if you surround yourself with 5 people that are all negative, you're probably going to be negative.
Be negative, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's the same thing. You are the product of your environment for sure.
Yep. Okay, my hot take, which
what's your next one?
This one's a very interesting one, and I've had to learn this the hard way, right?
Uh-oh.
Okay. This is, we are obsessed with healing ourselves. We're in a healing era as a society, but we are allergic to discipline.
Yeah, it's hard.
I think that the world is shifting in a positive way, actually. I would like to say the world is shifting into more of a healing wellness era. I think a lot less people are drinking. I think Gen Zers hardly drink at all. I think there's a statistic that only like 30% or something of Gen Zers drink.
I think alcohol is definitely on a downtrend for sure.
Totally on a downtrend. Like
weed and vaping are probably up.
Weed, vaping. I mean, honestly, just paraphernalia in general is probably up. But like,
sure, I don't know, but I'm sure.
But alcohol is down. I don't know. I think the generation is just totally done with alcohol. That's my personal opinion. That's for another time though.
But I agree that I think everything in the United States and the world is definitely trending in a good direction right now. I think that a lot of people are finally stopping and seeing some of the horrible things that we've been putting into our bodies for a while.
Right.
And starting to realize that, hey, and again, this is part of like, how quickly and easily we can all gather information. Like we're all kind of realizing that like, oh fuck, like we live in a pretty unhealthy environment. We need to like do something about that.
Well, exactly. So that's what I want to talk about. We are obsessed with healing and being in our wellness era, but we're allergic to discipline. If you want to truly heal yourself, it's all about discipline. Like that is another thing. This is why I brought this up. This was like the main thing that I learned from Miraval was, and not even just Miraval. I've just been reading this book called How to Break Up with Your Phone. I think it's by Catherine Pierce. Fantastic book for all of you little
phone
gremlins.
Phone gremlins,
all you internet gremlins. Like, read this fucking book. Like, this book is amazing. This is kind of where I got the hot take, because when I went to this wellness retreat, the one thing that people kept saying is consistency. So I went to a few workshops on meditation, manifesting, yoga, and the key themes from all of these was nothing is going to change in your life if you don't discipline yourself in your practices. Like everything comes down to your morning routines, your afternoon routines, your nighttime routines. If you are constantly complaining that you're, maybe sleeping horribly, you're not feeling well, or you're not losing weight, or X, Y, and Z, but you feeling like you're not getting better, you're not losing weight, or you're not doing the things that you need to be doing to reach that goal. And I think the internet has warped our mind into thinking that doing those things is going to make it like becoming a transformative, like wellness person is very glamorous in this day and age. It's not. I can tell you that was my 2025 thing, was journaling every single day. Let me tell you, I did not make it every single day, but I made it pretty damn close. And you know what? The days I didn't want to do it, I forced myself to do it. And I always felt better on clarity and clear on what I wanted in life after I journaled every single day. Like even on the days I did not want to journal because it's like, ugh, I'm so tired. I don't want to wake up and do that. I have to go to the gym, like blah, 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 blah. But setting these micro habits is what actually will put you into that wellness era, will put you into that healing era.
Well, I like that you said that. And that's something that I wanted to touch on, was because I agree that we're both pretty into goal setting and stuff, but I'm actually kind of getting away from specific types of goals. But you hit the nail on the head there that like you have to develop these habits in order to hit these goals anyway. And so for me, your goal shouldn't be to lose 20 pounds. Your goal should be a habit that will then move you towards losing 20 pounds, right? So like your habit, maybe your habit is gym every morning at 7.
Right.
That's it. Right. Flat out. So like my goal is to wake up and go to the gym every day at 7. Or, that habit is the goal. Or maybe the habit that you want to build is just hit the gym 3 or 4 times a week. That's it. That should be the goal. The goal is not the outcome. You can totally, at the top of your paper, when you're setting your goals for the year, pick 6 or 7 things max and say, these are the goal type, I guess, outcomes that I'm looking to achieve in the future. But those are not your goals. Those are the outcomes that will come when you reach your goals and when you make your goals, I guess, or your habits consistent. And so by basically making your goals all habit-based, you will reach your outcomes at some point, Well,
and I think people are probably like, who the fuck are these people to tell us how to like do goal setting?
Dude, we're fucking pros at goal setting.
You are.
I don't give a fuck.
I want to give a story on
this. I
don't
care who you are.
Because this hot take, I think that this is like a huge, I don't even know if it's even qualifies as a hot take that we're obsessed with healing, but we're allergic to discipline. I think this is just a personal opinion in general, because I struggle with it, even like discipline.
Everyone does.
Everyone does. It's human nature.
Like not everyone wants to get up and do the same thing over and over again. And I get it. That's why it's so difficult. That's why it's so hard. That's why not everybody has a 6-pack and billions of dollars. Like it's hard. And so you have to be able to fight through that and have discipline. You need to be mindful and have to have disciplined thoughts, and you have to get up and go, or you have to journal when you don't want to. You got to do all the right things even when you don't want to do it. That's just flat out the definition of discipline.
Well, and just to bring it back to just human nature in general, like our bodies are trained to keep us safe, right? It is to keep us happy, keep us safe, keep us in routine. So when you're trying to, and I'm no doctor at all, but this is me being a doctor. When you're trying to rewire your mind to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to the gym every day and, you know, maybe dermaplane your face once a week, maybe do a skincare routine every day. Like,
do what to your face?
I don't know, like all these wellness things, right? You're
What is
reprogramming
that?
your
What'd you say?
dermaplane your face is when women, you just shave your face. It's just shaving it's to keep it like cell regrowth and all the things. Right? It's really good for you. Anyways,
Awesome.
what I'm saying is you're essentially reprogramming your mind, because you would have done it if that was a program in your mind, going and waking up at 4 a.m. and going to the gym. If that was already a setting in your mind, you would be doing it for your entire life. You have to reprogram your mind to do these things. So wanting to be that like bodybuilder down the street, that takes a fuck ton of discipline if you're not waking up already at 4 a.m. And that's okay. Like, you are literally training your brain to do something you don't want to do. Yep. And that's the only way to get results and rewards. And where I was trying to get with this is like, on the internet, on TikTok, on Instagram, a lot of these influencers are glorifying this whole thing and this whole process, and that's fine. It's just, maybe they already had a six-pack, you know? Maybe they already had that. Maybe they already had that program in their mind. Maybe it was really easy for them. We have no idea.
Yeah, well,
So,
that's a lot of the reason why so many of them, when you see them, they're already successful. You missed all the work that came before. Yeah, you missed all the work that came before. Like, let's just take fitness influencers, for example. They're literally shredded.
Yeah,
they're already
shredded.
jacked. And then they're, check out how you should be squatting. And it's like, they're already jacked. They've been squatting for 10 years. Like, they were just doing it before TikTok got popular. Like,
you hit the nail on the hammer. The other way around.
the nail on the head.
Yeah, exactly. But
Yes.
exactly. Like,
Yes.
they are creating that discipline, and you can too. It's just, it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be easy. And our society just thinks that it's glamorized.
Yeah, they think it's gonna be easy.
Yeah.
And it's not. And that's the thing. So
That's kind of also last thing I want to touch here is like, that was what I was trying to say is like, people are probably like, who the fuck are these people to set goals? Riley set like 20 goals this year at the beginning of the year. He achieved probably 80% of them. Like, that is insane. He
90.
He rewired
90%.
his mind to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day, rain or shine, which it's mostly shine here because we live in Arizona. But you know what I mean? He wakes up at 4 a.m. to go to the gym. Like, that's only, for the most part, you do a really good job. There are days, of course there are days you don't go. Of course there are days you don't want to do that. Of course there are days you didn't get enough sleep, so you're definitely not waking up at 4 a.m. But for the most part, I would say 80% of this year, he has got up at 4 a.m. and gone to the gym. You had other goals around finances. Like, these are some of the goals he set for himself, and he achieved them. So, like, I feel like you are in a place to say, yeah, you can give advice on goal setting and shit like that.
Oh, 100%.
But anyways, that totally was
I can
like
run a fucking master class on this shit.
Oh my god, on goal setting.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna run a masterclass with me this year.
outcome achieving.
Meanwhile, me, I lost my goal sheet.
Yeah. Doesn't even know where it is.
I go, wow, you achieved all 80% of your goals. Yeah, I don't know where my sheet went.
Yeah, can't find it. Probably lost in a bunch of other papers on your desk.
Okay, anyways, that's all I had on that.
All right, well, I got my last one. Oh, back to the showers. Just one little tidbit is in the UK, they weren't even common until the 60s.
Showers?
Hot showers, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, they took showers. All right, my final one. It's all a little techie. And I stole this one from the guy, Nick Huber, again. This is the last one I'm stealing from you, Nick. I'm sorry, but I love your Sweaty Startup stuff.
Shout out Sweaty Startup.
Read your book, by the way. It was awesome. Anyway.
It's now on my nightstand.
It is. I'm going to make her read it.
It's it's at the bottom of my queue. Sorry.
It is. But I really hope you read it. It's really good. But anyway, stole this from him. I really agreed with it. It's something that I literally was talking to my family about it over Thanksgiving break, and something that I hear from people all the time. So my hot take is that 99% of people have no use for AI, and it's already reached 90% of its potential utility. So
it's useless, is what you're saying.
No, not at all. I just don't think that I don't think that the masses, I don't think that it solves a problem that helps 99% of society. I really don't. Another point that he had made, and a point that I agree with, especially because I'm in construction, is it's a massive waste of electricity. Who pays for that? We do. Taxpayers, right? So at the end of the day, it's just a massive burden on society. I get that, you know, it's going to create some jobs. Construction will boom, and that's great. You know, construction companies take advantage of that while you can. But once these data centers and all the infrastructure that's required to make AI run the way that they're trying to make it run, it's just going to be a massive burden on American society. And these data centers don't even barely need people that are there constantly. It's not a massive like job influx. So you build these data centers and you need what, like 25 people there to run it? It's not like building an office building that houses thousands of people and 13 different companies in a single office building. It's not really out there creating jobs. And another huge point I wanted to make with this, and something that I kind of felt, was important, was that like I said, 99% of it has no use in general society. Well, small businesses, meaning employees under 500, small businesses can really not even barely afford any of the truly beneficial AI platforms and tech, all the stuff that all these rich billionaire companies are all trying to get after. Like, they're the ones that truly need the AI the most, just so they can beat China and they can get richer and they can do their job more efficiently. 99.9% of businesses in America are small businesses. 99.9. And like, other than the usual chat GPT conversation, these small businesses don't need AI to be successful. These small businesses make up over 60% of the new job openings every day. So these small companies that truly build the economy and make the world a better place, they don't need this shit. Like, nobody needs this. The big companies that are already rich and already doing the best in their field, they're the ones that need it. They're the ones that are putting up the money. And who's going to pay for it at the end? We are. It's a massive waste of electricity. It's a massive waste of space. I don't see the point. So what's your take on that?
I can see where you're coming from, but I also think you're coming from a mindset of the industry you're in, right? I think that, yes, it has potential to better your industry. I don't think it's going to take away things in your industry. It's not going to take over the physical workers in the industry for the most part. Obviously, there's stuff that's, maybe safer if AI eventually turns into something that can solve problems around fatality and injuries and things like that. I can see it moving in that direction. It will never truly eliminate workers on site.
No, and I didn't say that. I don't think that that's true. I would highly disagree. I don't think that I'm speaking just in my industry whatsoever.
You think that all industries?
The only industry that it's for is tech.
Well, yeah. So that's what I'm saying though. What was the hot take was that it's at its 90% capacity right now. Oh,
I think it maybe max gets 10% better. Like, what more is it going to do?
I think that, and this is just my prediction, this is literally zero evidence based back besides like my own experience with AI.
Sure.
I think it's going to take a lot of jobs in technology. So it will impact the technology industry.
How is it of any use to 99% of Americans?
Well, not to me, but to my corporate company. Yeah, that's use to them. It's bad for me, but
that's what I'm trying to get at. It only makes the tippy top of your company better.
Well, yeah, I agree. But you're saying that it's at the 90% capacity. All I was saying is that I think it's just going to get better and better, and it will take jobs in tech. I don't know what jobs. Or I do know which jobs. I'm not going to say that on here, but
sure.
I have a general understanding of which jobs will be taken by AI just from personal experience of working with AI and being around a lot of people in the technology industry. A lot of my family is in technology, and I see where the writing is on the wall, where it's going.
Yeah, and I completely agree with you. I don't think that that's what I was trying to say at all. I think that 99% of Americans have no use for it.
No, I see what you're saying. Okay.
We don't have any use for it. Like, what are these small businesses that make up over half of the American fucking economy need for? Why do they need this? Did they ask for that? What it is going to hurt is increase taxes and like take away space that could have been a fucking housing development.
yeah,
you know?
and like all the data centers and things like that. Like
Data centers, very large data centers require power equivalent to a small city.
And so
yes, I just don't see how it improved everyday American lives. And that is my take.
Yeah.
So AI is the big thing. We're all racing to beat China right now. The government and politicians and every big company that you can possibly think of, every massive company is absolutely racing. It's just a freaking AI rat race to beat China right now. I totally get it. I hear about it all the time. I understand why they want to go beat China in this race, but my take is that it's unuseful for 99% of society.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to speak in other countries, but for Americans.
Yeah.
And I think it is super far. I think it's already replaced people. And that's why I'm saying I don't think that it's going to really get much better as an actual technology. Will companies adopt it later and then get rid of those positions? Totally. But that doesn't mean that these platforms got that much better. It just took time for those larger companies to dive into their own internals and say, you know what, this whole department, boom, we're done. We're going to use this now. It takes, as you would know, it takes a lot of time for implementation. I think it's already 90% of where it will be. I think it might get 10% better. Absolutely. Maybe in like the medical field and other things like that, it might get a lot better. But as a general populace, it's not going to get that much better.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I think what you're also saying here is that it's more tailored towards like it has no use for 99% of small businesses, because not even just small businesses though, people in America, because there's doctors and lawyers, engineers. Like, you're not going to have a robot building your bridge. I'm sure they're going to be some sort of AI robot involved, but at some point in day and age and time, but that will not replace the physical human component.
Yeah.
And same with someone building a building, someone treating someone from curing cancer.
Sure.
Things like that. Or
they might use AI to help them, but they're not going to be the one operating. Yeah.
But it's not going to get rid of it, eliminate it fully.
Correct. But really it's, AI is so much data storage and to run these massive computational exercises, it needs data. It needs storage. It needs
space.
Power,
electricity, resources from the earth, from the people.
Yes.
Dollars, tax-paying dollars.
Yes.
There's a lot of logistics and moving parts that would have to happen for it to take over.
I also just don't see the need. Like, everyone's on these push for all these, facilities and all this infrastructure to power all this stuff. I don't really even understand, and maybe somebody could help me with this, but I don't even really know if I understand who the end consumer is, besides the company up front propping the money up.
Yeah.
They're spending so much money to build more infrastructure around it. You need to make money on that. Why spend so much money to not make money back? I worry it's creating this massive bubble that will just eventually pop here.
I think that the AI thing, though, it will make things bigger, better, faster. Think about it from a chip perspective.
So it's not really from a consumer selling standpoint. It's from a business efficiency standpoint.
Yes.
Gotcha. So
that's where I would see it impact.
So it's more so money savings rather than selling goods.
Yeah.
I mean, I've hit on this in a million different podcasts, but I just feel like we could be spend our time and money in better places. So,
well, let's let our audience let us know what they think on that one.
I guess that's all I got.
Yeah, that's all we got today. Thanks, guys. Follow us at the Yap Lab on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok at the Yap Lab. Always on Spotify, and looking into expand to Apple as well. So please let us know all your comments, subscribe, comment, all the things. And that's all we got.
That's all we got.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.